Hello, everybody. This is the first small tutorial I wanted to record. For those of you who want to add your own custom paints and eventually also hairs with my mod Vanity Wool, I've tried to make it as simple as possible so that everybody or almost everybody would be able to add their own creations to the game and have funny faces, hairs, everything like the ones I added to the mod. Let's start with the tutorial. The first thing you need to do is download this file over here. From others, I have included some example textures that you can use to begin to make your own, and also the templates and the mock template in case you want to make your whole mod. But you can also simply add your textures into my mod if you prefer to do it like that. So you would download it. I will also link it in the my channel, Discord channel. After you download it, you will you need to unzip the folder and you will see something like this. Textured example for female and for male. You do not need to use these ones, but I think it's something that can make it easier for most people to get started. But you can make a completely new texture from scratch if you prefer to do it that way. So the next thing you want to do is to start Unity. Any version of Unity 2022.3 will work. You do not need any other specific version. So what you want to do, the first thing you want to do is to import the platform export asset bundle, because this is what is going to allow you to export your Unity creations into the game. If you have already worked with Unity and make films for 7 Days to Die, you already have this in your Unity. I have included this just for people that might be new and have not made all that stuff in Unity before now. Import the multi-export assets. You would do it the same way you would import any other thing in Unity. You can do assets, import new asset. That will open an Explorer window where you can choose the file that you want. You want to import your texture or textures. We will do the same way. You can right click or you can use assets and import new asset. Next thing you want to do is create a material. You can do it like this, right click, and then you go all the way down to create a material and call it however you want. You can use then whatever shader you want. It doesn't really matter much, depending on what shader you choose. You might need to add other different textures. Ones that I really recommend to use is the albedo, which is the color for the face. and also the normal map tools. Those two are the most important. Then, depending on what shader you want to use, you gotta separate textures for metallic, occlusion, smoothness, roughness. I'm going to use a small shader that I've made for this, but you can use whatever shade that you want. You would add your textures in the material like with any other project for Unity. One advantage with Vanity Vault is that depending on what shade that you use, you only need to worry about the albedo. You can, of course, make your own normals and other textures, but if you only want the coloring, you only need to worry about the albedo texture because Vanity Vault will take care of adding the corresponding normals and other basic textures to your materials. It would work fine even if you only use this texture over here. But you can also add all your custom textures however you want. Once we have our material here, we export it, and we need to export it as a Unity 3D file, like with any other Unity projects that you want to add to the game. You can do this very easy, right click, then you will choose Build Unity 3D Asset on the file selection, then you choose where to export it. You give it a name, and Unity will export it. And you can complicate this much more, add all the textures and make it as complicated or simple as you want. But this is all you need to do in Unity. Now we have finished our work in Unity. It was not that much. We would go back to files and to the XML. So we open this file, Facepaints. This is the file that Vanity Vault will read to add your custom paints to the game. We open it, and here you have these two paints that I've had it just as examples. You can delete those and add your own. The attributes are quite simple to understand. Name is the name that you want to give your paint. It is the name that will show up in the game. The bundle name is the name of your file. Your paints in this case, but you can give whatever name you want. And then the material name. The material name needs to be the same name you have in Unity. And in Unity, our material name is new paint. For this tutorial, I've just made one material for female, and for the demonstration purposes, we are going to use it for both male and female. So female gender is male. The bundle is the same, and the material name in this case is the same. But if you make different materials for male and female, obviously you would have to use a different name. And now we have this. We save a file. And like I said, you can make these as a completely new mod. And you have all the required files here. You do not need anything else, just copy this folder, hold your mod name inside your mods folder. And you can also edit in mod view for you and also edit the name of your mod and the description and everything. And then you would just simply place this mod folder inside your mods folder. Another option, if you do not want to make a whole new mod for this and you simply want to add your new paints into the main mod, is to place this file inside the main mod resource folder. You would also need to copy your custom entries for this file into the main mod registry file. So the order doesn't matter, but we could do, for example, like this. And then we have for funny purple guy, not funny but purple girl, added into the main mod. Like I said, you can do like this, or you can add your own custom mod. If you create your own custom mod, remember to reference the main mod in Nexus or in any other platform where you share your mod. Remember to reference the main mod as a requirement. Let's see if Purple Guy and Purple Girl are available. It works for the girls, and since we have also added it for the males, it should also work for males. Let's see. Like I said, I've just added one single texture both for male and female. You can, if you want, make one specific for male, one specific for female, and work a little more on the details. And that's it. You don't need to do anything else. Once you have chosen the texture you want, you just apply, and it will be saved to your character, and you will see this also in game, which is what we are going to do right now. Let's continue game. Let's continue this. And now we are in the game, and we can check on our new face paint is right there, and of course it's also visible if there's some new. No problem with that. Like I said, I've tried to make the tutorial as simple as possible. You can make many more complicated things, but the basic steps are, like I said. Thank you so much for watching. I will be eventually record some more tutorials. I will of course make one for the custom hairs, so you can have some nice custom animated hairs if you want to the game. And I will probably add also some other tutorials, maybe some that cover other a little more complicated um, films for more complicated things or else, but we will see. In any case, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or any problem when adding your custom cosmetics into Vanity Vault, please let me know. So finish well. Thank you so much for watching and see you next time.